Hey everybody, Old Blue Cord here, and I want to do a usual little. I like to do videos about my garage, so this one's somewhat about the garage. I had this installed, this what they usually call a mini split. I think probably about 2 years ago, and it's an EMI brand. And what I just never quite figured out with it, it's pretty cool in the garage today. So I went ahead and turned the heat on, and I've got it set for what appears to be 76, but it just doesn't blow very hard. And that's going to be hard for me to show, so let me just go ahead and put this bag in front of it, which, as you can see, it's just not a whole lot of airflow. And it's a cool day outside. It's 55, so a heat pump is not going to make a lot of heat, but it's making a decent amount I can feel on my fingers. So the remote control has always been a little bit confusing. And what we've got is, I've got it currently set on auto. And what I'm going to do is, to test the fan, I went ahead and swapped the modes. Now, one thing about this unit I've also figured out is you have to point the remote right at it and hear it beep. If you don't hear it beep, it's not taking your command. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I switched it to cool, which I don't want. Then I switched it to dry, but I'm going to switch it to fan. And then you have fan control right there. And yeah, it's on full speed. So you can hear it taking off. And I believe now that's the actual temperature. And that's the other weird thing. You put the set temperature in, which I had it set for 76. It's not 76 in here. I believe that's the actual temperature reading, 61. That sounds probably plausible. Well, now you can hear the fan blow. And it's blowing pretty good. Like, it's blowing right in my face. And the swing is working, so kind of a weird, I don't really understand why, if you're trying to heat something up and it's cold in here, you would want that fan blowing just as hard as you could, even if your output temperature maybe was only 75 or so. I don't know. It's just, I've had this thing like 2 years, and I've like it, I guess, but the operation of it, I'm going to call the company and talk to them, because never really understood the operation. So, okay, so we're on just plain fan. And yeah, this is not going to focus today. We're just on plain fan, and it's blowing really hard. And you can see the bar that says the fan's blowing. So I'm going to go back to heat. So again, you have to hear it beep. Yeah, auto, I don't understand auto. Cool. Heat. Let's see what heat does. Okay, heat, and I'm on 76. So it does say 76. So now I'm going to set the fan up, because obviously it's not blowing very hard. And then we'll see what it does. So I got to kind of point it at it, because it's, yeah. And then you don't hear it beep, it doesn't do anything. So let's try this again this way. Yeah, it's not doing anything. Yeah, it won't do anything. So you can't turn your fan up. Oh, I'm in dry mode, that's why. Let's go to heat. Alright, we're in heat. And now the fan is back on. That's full. No, it's hardly spinning. And you can actually see inside the unit where the fan thing is. It's not spinning. So it'll sit there for a while, and then it'll come on. It'll come on a little bit. I just think there's some kind of... Okay, I'm going to go to first level. Nothing. That should be full speed, right, on your fan, and it beeped every time. And you look in there, it's not hardly doing a thing. It'll come on after a little bit, but and part of it's when I cycle through everything. But yeah, I just don't understand that. Never have. It does it with the air conditioning too. So that's the funny part is it also does it with the air conditioning. So yeah, like I said, EMI. It's probably made in China. I think the company's out of Utica, New York, which ironically I was raised very close to there. So I'm definitely going to call them. And maybe there's some kind of hard reset or something I'm missing, or a jumper wire. I don't know. Maybe the remote is goofed up. Anything's possible, but yeah. So that's my setting temperature, 76, and then my setting temperature on here is 76, but it doesn't tell you the actual temperature. Never does. Either one. This will never tell you it's 55 degrees in here or 56 or 60. So I end up getting like my IR gun out once in a while and just checking some things, which that's kind of annoying. And it's just a funny little setup that you just can't. It's hard to figure out what's going on with it. It's not intuitive. I don't really think it's a total malfunction. I'm a little curious if the actual air conditioner is working. Okay, it's starting to come on, so I'll get closer to it. I'm a little curious that the air conditioner is going to be working, and that's going to be the big one, because I want it air conditioning in here, and I want it blowing really good. And we'll see. I don't know. So yeah, putting my hand out now, and you might be able to see in there. It's spinning a little, but it's definitely not spinning the fan speed. So yeah, it's just kind of just barely whistling out of there. And this garage is big. I mean, this is like a 1,000 square foot, and it's rated for it, but not with this kind of airflow. So you might want to, if you ever buy one of these, that might be something to consider. But that's all I really have about the EMI right now. I'll keep you updated on when I call the company, but kind of perplexing. Appreciate y'all looking, and thanks again.